And I bob my head even harder on this special edition of Savages in the Bronx. This is episode number 2 of the Extra Innings, as Tom and I are going to react to a big trade that just went down in Yankees lore. Of course, it is July the 28th. It's 10 p.m. Eastern time on a Wednesday night. So this is very weird for Tom and I because, A, we're way past our bedtime. But we did promise the fans that when it came down to a big trade like this or a huge game or something big in the media involving the Yankees, we were going to react to it because we ain't waiting until next Monday, Thomas.
You sure are not. We are here, excited to be here. Yankee game also still going on right now. Chad on the bump, 1 out in the 9th, trying to hold the Rays down, send us to extras to fake baseball. So it's a big day. We could have a lot going on in this 10 minutes we're chatting.
You cannot get over that extra inning rule, can you, man?
Oh, it's so stupid. I love that K just calls it like fake baseball too. It's so bad.
Like I said, I think there's room to improve it, but that's what we're talking about tonight, Tom.
Side note before we get into this Gallo trade, was watching some Olympic softball. My wife played softball growing up, so we do watch a good amount of like fast pitch women's softball. And ESPN's former what the hell is, I just blanked on her name. She used to do Sunday Night Baseball, and everyone disliked her. She played softball. Jesus, what's her name? Jessica Mendoza was never like, and she was because they do the same thing in the Olympics where they were putting the a runner on second and extras, and they were like, and she was like, it's so everyone loves how exciting this is with the runner on second base. I was like, Jessica, no one fucking likes this rule. No one. You're full of shit. I was so mad.
Jesus. So we're getting off the beaten trail here. Not talking about Jessica Mendoza or the extra inning rule, or even this Yankee game that's going on, currently tied 1-1 as we last checked in. Tom's got the game on. I do not, obviously. My television's off. But we're here tonight to talk about the Joey Gallo trade. We already got a comment in the chat. Yeah, Deputy Nelson, Dan Checkley. Hey, what's up, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. Of course, didn't really give this much fanfare. Didn't want to, over-promote this because obviously this is a last-minute deal, and that's what these extra innings are all about. So let's get into it. We're reacting to the big trade today. Joey Gallo. I was out playing fucking mini golf, my friend, and my phone started blowing up. Yankees make this big trade, or at least reportedly agreed to it, and the deal is looking pretty good, I guess, depending on physicals and all that fine stuff. As of right now, it's looking like Joey Gallo and John King, who's a left-handed reliever who's got 2 years of major league experience under his belt, going to the Bronx. Yankees are sending Trevor Hauver, Glenn Otto, Ezequiel Durán, Everson Pereira, and Randy Vasquez, and Josh Schmidt, which is also added on to the deal. So looking like 6 prospects in the least going to Texas in this huge trade. As far as prospect rankings go in the Yankee system, Schmidt is the highest at number 14 prospect. Shortstop, Durán at 15 is a second baseman. Pereira, 17, an outfielder. And then you got Trevor Hauver, 23, who's the second baseman, an outfielder. And Glenn Otto, who is 28, a right-handed pitcher. And I don't know where Randy Vasquez is because he's not in the top 30. But that's it. 30. That is the reported trade headed to the Bronx. The 6 prospects going to Texas. Tom, what was your initial reaction to the deal?
It's funny. So we talked on Monday about we don't want to make a deal and they should be selling and all that stuff. But when you bring in an impact player, you can't help but get a little bit excited. I think the Gallo strikes out too much talk is just kind of overplayed and stupid. He's a very high on base percentage guy. He's a high OPS guy. He does hit a lot of home runs. He's going to strike out some, but he's still getting on base. He's not, up there striking out and then not really getting on any other way. I think the most important thing about it that we talked about the other day is he's under control for next year. He's under contract still. So this is not a true rental. He's someone who's going to impact the 2022 Yankees. A left-handed bat in the middle of that lineup. We've been searching for a lefty to hit in the middle of the lineup all year. We've had Gardner in there. We've had Odor in there, even though Odor's been really good as of late. We can't expect that to keep happening. Gallo is a legitimate, 3, 4, 5 hitter, depending on where you want to slot him. Power, left side, plays good defense, good arm. I think it's a win for the Yankees. They didn't give up anything, anything of note. And they got a guy who could help them maybe get to that second wild card this year. And if they don't, they got a guy who's going to be a big part of the team next year.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of Monday morning quarterbacking on my end, but a question we should have asked each other on this show is if you had to take one of Story or Gallo and you can only pick one and they had to make the move for either one, who would you take? And I think we both would agree and say Joey Gallo would be the guy. It just makes the most sense for this team. Again, Story just didn't quite fit the bill. Now, that's not saying by Friday the Yanks make another move here, which I hope they don't. I hope it's just this move. And I kind of was hoping that they weren't making a move at all. They were going to move anybody. But if they were going to make a move for somebody and try to ship up, as least amount of damaging prospects. And again, one of these guys can pan out and be a Hall of Famer one day for Texas.
They might, but you know what?
Gallo, I think is a good move for their long term, and having another year under control. I kind of compare this, and this is a completely different position. But I mentioned this before on Savage in the Bronx. Marcus Stroman, how that deal affected the Mets, where it was more of a long term. Sustainable success move and not more of a, hey, it's a short-term fix and we're giving up too much for too little. I think this is a kind of a similar deal where you hope that, hey, maybe Gallo can have a good second half. Maybe they make that push for that second wild card. But this is really a guy who's going to impact the 2022 season more than the 2021 season, which is, at this rate, I think the Yankees are lucky if they make the second wild card spot.
Yeah, I agree with that. Especially they're going after the A's, who just traded for Sterling Marte. If you look at those two trades, though, honestly, if you look at the Yankees gave up a bunch of nothing prospects, guys, maybe some of them pan out, but you have no idea. For Joey Gallo, who's a guy who they're going to have under control for next year, compared to the A's trading Jesus Luzardo for a rental, and Luzardo, although has struggled at times this year, was not just a top A's prospect. Yep. He was one of the top prospects in all baseball a couple years ago. Again, struggling a little bit this year, but if you look at the comparison of those two deals, it makes the Gallo trade 10 times better looking. I do think this is a good deal for the Yankees. Excited to see when he gets in, to see what he's going to do. Hope he's not taking A-Rod's number 13. I think it's the most important thing that we haven't discussed yet, but basically should be retired at this point.
Dan in the chat, my only gripe is that he strikes out just like every other Yankee hitter, strikes out a lot. But he'll be doing it in the left-handed batter's box. I
will say if Gallo does 13, got the Gallo jersey ready here.
Look at that.
We're ready to rock the Gallo jersey in the Bronx.
Tom ahead of the game.
Ready for it.
Predicted this day would happen, and he got that. He got that jersey in 2004. I was there for it. I saw it. I seen it. But yes, I don't know. That's gonna be a conversation for another time as far as if he's gonna get the number 13 or not. A-Rod's jersey in that unretired limbo right now. Will that jersey be retired? Remains to be seen. In my opinion, I don't think so. I really don't think his number should be retired.
No, probably not.
Tom wants to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but that's, we all have our fantasies.
Absolutely sure.
Joey Gallo, though, no fantasy. He is on his way, at least again, pending physicals and whatnot, to the New York Yankees. They get that left-handed bat that I've been praying for. But again, high strikeout guy. The guys they give up, is it something where I worry about? The only name, honestly, that I was like, I wish they didn't give him up was Glenn Otto. Glenn Otto was actually doing wonders with the Somerset Patriots again.
Oh, and there it is. There's we can't have a broadcast without mentioning the Somerset Patriots. Rich fits it in somehow. He fits in the Somerset Patriots.
Absolutely.
The broadcast.
Glenn Otto, Somerset Patriots, 3.17 ERA. That's in 65 innings pitched. Struck out 103. Double A. I mean, he's double A. But Glenn Otto. Shout out to Glenn Otto and good luck to him. Now, my last question before we end the broadcast. where does Joey Gallo fit on this Yankees team? Does he? I know he can play. He's obviously a Gold Glove right fielder. You can get away with him in left, but he's also played a little bit of first and third base. So where would you put Joey Gallo?
So I think at this point, I would until the streak runs out. I'd run Greg Allen out in center field. I would see if Gallo can play left. If you have the ability to play center, you have the ability to play left. You keep Judge and right. I know Stanton has talked about playing some left field, and I think it's good if you could cycle him through, get him out there a few times, maybe twice a week, 3 times a week, maybe. And then at that point, you could cycle through Gallo and Judge and Gary through the DH spot when you do things like that. Just generally get some rest because, the Yankees have to rest people.
Right.
So I think that makes the most sense. That's what I'd like to see Gallo play.
So are we not ruling out maybe Aaron Judge going back to center field? He's already got 9 games under his belt this season. He's not really struggled out there. He's got a 1,000 fielding percentage in those games.
I mean, listen, it's cool that Judge can play center field, but I don't think he has the wheels to really play center field. You do want someone a little quicker out there. If you're going to have an outfield that has Gallo, Judge, and Allen, I think Allen is the obvious choice to play center field. Although, granted, left field at Yankee Stadium is tough. If the Yankees feel that left field is harder to play than center field is, then I could see them putting Gallo in center and Allen in left. But that's just, I guess, how they look at it. Typically you're going to want your strongest defender, the most athletic defender, at least in center field. I will say this now, if you put him in wherever you put him, you have 2 cannon arms in the outfield. And I think Greg Allen can throw the ball a little bit too. So, plays at the plate, you're going to have to watch out now, the rest of the American League, because there are some cannons out there ready to throw you out.
Yeah, absolutely. Center field games for Joey Gallo, I just wanted to look it up. I wasn't sure if he had actually experience out there. He actually played 55 games in center field over his 7 seasons with Texas. And actually can't believe he's been with Texas for that long already. 7 seasons, jeez.
Yeah,
but,
I think it's similar to Judge. Can he do it? Yes. Should he be doing it? Probably not. So yeah, I think he's a corner outfielder.
Yes.
Listen, if they want to try to get him some run at first base, with all the injuries going on, that's fine. Get him used to it a little bit, but I think what we've seen, this is going to more on a tangent here, but I think some of the struggles we've seen with someone like DJ LeMahieu, some of it could be attributed to the fact that he's not playing the same position every day. He's every day thinking, like, where am I going to play? All right, I have to get ready for these kind of shifts. I have to get ready for this kind of positioning. And I think that kind of weighs on you. I think a lot of players really prefer to play one position. So I wouldn't want to really mess with him that much. Give him a position, have him stick with it.
I think left field's a smart move. I mean, also considering this, too, he's played more games in left field than he has in right field in his career. So there you go. I think that problem solved.
Yeah,
Joey
agreed.
Gallo left field. Keep it simple, stupid, right? Well, I think this went over well. Extra innings, episode 2. We haven't done one since Corey Kluber no-hitter, but you weren't there for that. So this was our first extra innings together as a unit, Thomas.
Yankees also in extra innings just went up a run after Judge hit a potential double play ball that was not turned into a double play, got up the middle. Yankees scored, threatening now. So it doesn't count as a real win, unfortunately, which is the real shame of it. But in line for a fake win with the as Kay says it, the ghost runner on second.
We take the fake win. We take the ghost runner. Win's a win, and I'll take it against Tampa Bay. And for the Yankees, this Wednesday, July the 28th, going down as a win overall for the organization. So Good job. And for a day that started with Luis Cessa and Justin Wilson being just dumped to Cincinnati, where we had no idea what was the potential move. Obviously, the move was to clear up 2 40-man spots, which belong to Joey Gallo and John King.
Much like your brethren on the Jersey Shore, the shirt before the shirt. That was the trade before the trade. They had to make the space on the 40-man. They had to clear some salary to stay under the luxury tax for this year. And, Cessa's been good. Stinks to see him leave. Justin Wilson's been bad. Good riddance to you, Justin Wilson. The real question is if they're going to make a third trade here. Are they going to try to bolster that bullpen more?
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to go after another starter? Are they going to try to fit in some other kind of lefty bat off the bench? We'll see. And if they make another impact move, I'm sure we'll be here again to talk about it.
Yeah, will there be another episode of of extra innings?
Savage in the Bronx. No, this is it. This is it. It's the end of it. It's been a good run. Good night, everybody.
We shall see. We shall see, folks. I didn't start my show with "We Are Live." This is why when these things go unscripted, I forget what I do. But we were live, but we are not anymore.
But we still are. Right.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you
currently live
Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Twitch, albeit if there's not a big trade between now and Monday, well, now and Friday. And of course, Tom and I will be on the scene to react, and we'll let you guys know. All right, we'll see you. Take care, folks.
See you, everyone.